Hey, hey, hey. What's going on, everybody? I'm in here. Alright. There we go. Welcome to... It's sure to be about an hour of hot dogging and grandstanding. As I take a look back, just out of curiosity's sake, as I do every year, see what all I've thrown at the internet. Still doing Aria of Sorrow randomizers a bit more frequently. Even had the picture that I made. This particular one, the original Night of the Cursor, looking forward to, but over 50 hours, all missions, all collectibles, all DLC, 100%. Still really like Venom. All the not Iron Mans and not Captain Americas. Just go ahead and mute that. Ah, yes. I was using Kirby with the microphone down there. Oh boy, what am I doing? This was a fun time. Both made our own personal characters. I made a handful of others. Of course, the big thing from this game that I think Ponk and I both remember is that Kang, that line of Kang the Conqueror's, where he was complaining about there being a bee in his room. I forget the lady's name. Oh, good old Venom. Like, they found a way to make Venom cute in this game. And again, everything's Lego, so... Alright. So that was... January 4th in the Tokyo Dome. No. Anyways. I ended up doing the 2019 year in review show, like, in the beginning of January last year. Interesting. But anyways, then Punk and I started up Secret of Mana. Then we, like, beat it in 4 sessions. Some FF6, Beyond Chaos, my MST3K naming scheme. The one time that Punk and I were able to get LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean go as intended. Now that I've got the game, I wonder if me hosting it would be better. Show off what the Secret of Mana is. Let's take a look at. Oh, I'm doing ancient cave stuff. Oh, that's right, we were playing in German. Oh, that's right, I had forgotten that. I had completely forgotten. You know what, yeah, let's take a look back on this. Everything is fine. There's a transition. Doing stuff in a hot second. I think at this point I've come to the decision that this is the way that I want to play SMZ3, as it's become known. Unfortunately, I don't think the randomizer site actually has cursor as a selectable sprite. That I can look up. Eh. Yeah. Rainwave. Yeah. Hopefully I'm the only person that plays SMZ3 like this, but I sincerely doubt it. I'm sure there's gotta be a handful of other people that play with mouse cursor as their character in this experience, or would at least like to. In that case, just get a hold of the sprite sheets and a program called Sprite Something. And you're off to the races. Such a cute layout that I made. Spent so long trying to figure out what would be an appropriate background color for Super Metroid. Eventually just went with purple. It's nice with everything else in my opinion. Single arrow. Big dumb dream come true. Might be the way I play SMZ3 from now on. That's right. Of course. Oh, and I had Secret of Mana music all the time. Oh, I have to see... I have to see Gao as Batman. The ghost was Ouija. And based off the naming scheme, looks like Shadow was a green chocobo. Wonder if I still have this seed. Oh boy. Face set is just... it's too good, man. And with the naming scheme I have, I had to call him Bobo. Oh, I had the drunken cat Matchbox cover as my chat background. Seemed like the perfect idea at the time. Those are so hilarious to me. Oh god, there he is up at the top of the party. Camo Batman. Oh, everybody had like free ice magic, but nobody gave a shit. I remember that now. just do like that. That's why. Trying to see if it ever got like really bad and really stuttery during the first playthrough. I think it did. Either way, now that I've got the game on Steam, Pollock wants to go through this again. With me hosting this time around, then yeah, give it a shot anytime. Good stuff. Oh yeah, and then a couple days later we tried Pirates Part 2. That's when it was getting real bad. We ended up just doing a rando. No sorrow rando. I wonder if I still have this seed. Interesting. Oh my goodness. That's... This is when I was playing just through the vanilla game. Now I'm using my randomizer layout. I don't have another one, I don't think. But I was also helping Ponk kind of get through the game. He had, you know, questions or needed help as to where to go. How do skeletons see if they don't have eyes? Magnets, got it. Oh yeah, and then finally get back into Pokemon Black 2. Oh god. I really do like these games, it's just... I'm running out of new ones. Like, new ones for me. As far as, like, what I'm able to stream. And just swapping over and playing Pokemon White. It's technically that counts as playing a different video game, but I don't know, man. Either way, there's like the Gen 2 remakes. Heart Gold and Soul Silver. That I might get into at some point. Good old Ampharos. Love that guy. That's right, I played Lego Star Wars because I was trying to see what all we could get to work. Of course that was me. This one dude in the middle of the screen just like fucking standing there doing nothing. Oh, looks like I was listening to Volvo. Neat. And Pog and I were playing a couple different games. Stream. This is The Wizards Who Fell in the Hole. A game that's extremely similar to games like Snow Brothers, Snow Bros, or Bubble Bobble. But instead of putting them in a bubble or building them up into a snowball, you just shoot them. And yeah, it's claymation, so it's got some points with me there at least. Have you played this before? Did play a little bit of Battle Block, seem to remember. Not really sure what's... Oh, there's invisible blocks. Yeah, I think that's why we went to Portal 2. It's the one that had, like, the racing. Old-fashioned physical comedy. And there's this. Yeah, everybody's saving. And the Brock Lesnar compilation down in the bottom right. Let's get into some fights. Just went in and suplexed the entire game. Oh my... Amazing. I actually see some of Punk and me playing Battle Block again. Figure out who's who. I think Punk might be the tiger? I'm not sure. I'd have to turn on the audio. I don't feel like doing that. Because then that means I'd have to, like, either get rid of Rainwave or continuously adjust the volume for it. I might be. I don't know. Yeah, it makes more sense to me that Pong would be the cute fluffy animal and I would be the guy with ice cream on his head. Yeah. I'm a bit more spammy with my mashing. I think Punk is Tiger. I'm Ice Cream Sundae. Oh god, now there's no way of knowing. Well, maybe there is. Oh yeah, if he's buying heads, that's Pog with the 3 eyes. That means the awful clown. Anyways, good stuff. What was that? Actually did stuff with burnout through. I was kind of trying to get back into this, because... Okay. Didn't know you could crash a motorhome and have it standing straight up. That's, Yeah, I thought I had unlocked the car that I really wanted. It turns out I've got like one more race. I've tried it a couple times, and it's ridiculous. Not practiced enough at Burnout 3. You know, kind of was trying to get back into it. At some point, I really do want to get that race taken care of so I can unlock that car. Oh, but looky here. Oh, of course, the fucking Discord thing that would just flicker up in the top left. Oh man. That's him over there with the red feathers. Oh, yep, I see him. In the top left corner there. Such a fun game, in my opinion. Like, it does have a lot of the same stuff going for it that, like, Terraria does. But it's different in enough ways for me personally. Where not only is it its own thing, but, like, I could be playing both games at the same time. I'd be, like, you know, misclicking all the time, but you know, because in one game it's like escape to open the menu, and in this, vice versa, it's like the E key. So, especially when it comes to endgame stuff. Especially since the bounty hunter stuff was added to Starbound. Even though it is like the same handful of things over and over again, it's kind of accurate to what the job is that they're trying to portray, I would assume. Little differences here and there, but it's largely the same. You're going out to track people down for legal reasons, or what have you. Not an expert on them. It's played a video game. And we have evolved a little bit. I am now the deep sea diver. Oh god, what does my mech look like? Of course. Because why not? Oh, shoot. Oh my god. back with this massive drill arm. Get some. Oh man, it's such a good game. I may have to get back to it at some point. Oh yeah. So that was like the one thing I noticed at the beginning of the whole pandemic nonsense when it comes to like grocery store shortages and all that. One of the things I didn't really expect was shortages on bread. So I remember I went out and I got a loaf of bread to make sandwiches with. But then when I got it home, I looked a bit more closely at it. Maybe it was like right before I decided to get it anyways and I just changed my mind on its purpose. But it was like English muffin bread or something. Ended up being really good. But ended up just kind of like casually talking about that while my mind was wandering at the end of one of the races. People were getting a laugh out of it. Baseball mini tournament to decide my fate. Dude, Mama Turtle. A really good pitcher. Except for when she does that. Ah, who am I kidding? That's what makes her a good pitcher. Get Narsh on baseball and somebody was a fish. Like Taro was a fish or something. Aria of Sorrow randomizer? Because Bomberman said so. More Starbound, a lot of Super Metroid. CVAOS. And we're already into like April. Like if we go back and we take a look at this for what happened for each month. I mean, January was a lot. February was a good amount as well. March, again. A lot of stuff put out there. I think this would have been possibly my first time playing Route Randomizer as Alucard. On that Tom and Jerry. GIF is so good. favorites. Ah. This was when I was combining ROM hacks and randomizers. Possibly my first time playing a rando Super Metroid with Mario. Also, just as an aside, I really like the way that I resized the animated Mario going into the pipe. Because you can see it here if you look real carefully. It is right hand, but it's the one that's waving on or left. But as he's getting ready to go into the pipe, you can kind of see where I had cropped the image that I was using for the animated Mario. But in later usages, more recent usages of this Mario TV layout that I've got, I've made him a little bit smaller. This is a silly layout and I love it. Also added an animated Mario 64 head top of the Mario statue there. Alright, who's this one? Oh, the Persephone ROM hack. Oof. This character looks super stiff. I'm sure she was. Now I'm playing the Death on her. Yeah. I'm assuming so, because I'm swinging a giant scythe. Oh, now I got the evil claim Seleus all over. Always nice to find that particular soul. I like the one that gives you the ability to walk underwater, opposed to on top of the water. A lot better. The Shaman's Ring. Dude, the Shaman Ring is so good. You can just level up from walking. I almost think it's like the perfect thing for a randomizer, because you never know. You're just walking along and all of a sudden the screen just like freezes and you get a level up. Oh, my casual playthrough. Fallout 3. Off a Deathclaw. Deathclaw Gauntlet. Which I need to figure out. I'm not gonna lie, I did have some fun actually, like, going through Fallout 3. But I don't know, I think it's something that I thought at the time of release for both games, when I saw what they looked like and how they played, I just said to myself, this looks like it's going to be super stiff. And not really... Like, it's a game where you'd have to turn sensitivity on either your stick or your mouse down a little bit. But I'm thinking more of console gaming, so I'd be thinking of turning the sensitivity down on a stick. I want to turn the sensitivity up on a mouse. But then I'm just going around with TGM on, not giving a shit about all these bullets. I'm gonna go up and hit this dude with the Deathclaw Gauntlet until he falls over. That's my minigun. I'm gonna take it and turn it into a fancy chair. And then cheating in the wasteland. Have been next time played. And then this would have been the finale, Starbound. Oh yeah. Peacekeeper Mac. I hate those ships. I leave the dot trails. Like, the person that made those knew exactly what they were doing. And... oh, I got the rainbow sword. Nice. Yeah, they knew what they were doing. And part of me wishes ill upon them. But not a big part. There he is. Bird with giant laser gun. Void sprinkler. Oh, this is just some scummy planet. Not the room, I think. Anyways. That was a lot of fun. It was a good playthrough. Oh, baby. Then we started up this. this ridiculous adventure that was Ace Attorney. It's a big long series that we had. Fallout 3 casual playthrough on stream went a session or two longer than I thought it did. It's cool, don't get me wrong. Ah, yes. Pressing buttons I have yet to press in Panic. Like, again, dude, 100%. 100% in Panic is just madness. The quickest thing 100% in this game is booby traps. Because that can be done in about a half hour. Whereas everything else except for any percent and the any percent variants that I've thought of probably not multi-hour affairs, but 100% just about anything else in this game sure is. I just need to figure out what's going on in my notes for all booby traps. Because either I'm counting the buttons on screen wrong, or I have them labeled wrong, or something. I've been waiting to go back to this. The time when Ponk and I played Human Fall Flat. See, Clog. See, I really like video games where there's really strong potential for physical comedy. The penguin just kind of bouncing around like that. Like at one point, I think Ponk was like pulling me up onto a ledge by my character's head. So this is still a game that I haven't actually played all the way through whatever they have for a quote-unquote campaign single-player experience. Have to do that, but this is definitely a game that's more fun with multiple people. That being said, I can still have fun with it, but Always in the show. I'm a brain. At the time when I talked Punk into playing Neurovoider. Oh my god. Cool video game. Thank you. So this was the free weekend that they had for Fallout 76, where I was literally just running around for a while just looking at the game. I seem to remember just a lot of wandering around in the wilderness and picking flowers, and I might have done a couple quests, but I'm not sure about that. Like, it just, at first, it just looks like there's just a whole lot of nothing to do in the game. And, I mean, eventually you learn, you figure out there's more to do than meets the eye, but there's still, like, a lot of open space in those games. Any of the big, like, open world Skyrim, Bethesda games like Skyrim or Fallout 4. I'm assuming ESO is going to be the same way. This is fine. Got ESO for like $8. So only go so wrong. And Pog and I started up Master Mode playthrough. And we died a lot. Because I think... yeah. I think the learning curve in Starbound is a bit easier than the one in Terraria. Even if you're not playing on Master Mode, even if you're not playing on medium or hardcore, you are just playing as a casual character that just loses a bit of money when they die. And then I didn't bounce. Terraria is just a game that really wants you dead. And I was playing with my Journey Mode character. Building silly houses. It's like shipping container stacks in the sky. It's what I give my people to live in. They have everything they need. And it starts becoming a whole bunch of stuff we've already looked at, except for this. Random PS2 games chosen by an overly complicated and arbitrary method. Like, if I had an entire day to do a stream like this, that might be a lot of fun. I don't know if other people can use the fortune cookie feature on Brainwave using someone else's game library. I don't know if that's a thing. Blue Bomber got owned there. So Druaga ended up winning. Oh my god, the flooring. It's just like the arcade game. See, I don't remember this game. A Nightmare of Druaga on PS2. I don't remember that being a bad game. It's just... it's another one that I probably should get into at some point just to get through a playthrough. But then I went back to Bomberman 2, Lord of the Rings Return of the King, Breath of Fire, Dragon Quarter, Metal Saga, and Devil May Cry. Oh, and Return of the King ended up winning, of course it did. Go get him. Back here, Capcom Classics Volume 1, Disgaea 2, Wild Arms 3, and Dark Lineage. Wild Arms. Bomberman. Actually, I want to see Pac-Man World 2, Star Wars Force Unleashed, Disgaea 2 again, and Sub-Rebellion. Of course, it was Force Unleashed. Another game that looks like it's gonna be kind of fun. I just need to do it. Ah, yes. We're well into June at this point. So I mean, it's definitely not like a video or a stream a day. I mean, there's definitely chunks of time in here where there's like 6 days between me doing stuff. That's something I'm just kind of glossing over, really. Oh my god. I'm so glad that I found out that Deadlock 2 is mostly just a very pretty version of Deadlock 1. Not really a whole lot of new stuff. And that I'm able to stream it is a plus as well. I do wish I had the cinematics from the first game, but not necessary. But then just like figuring out the formula again of throwing down like 6 houses, slowly building them up, getting my museum set up, and then going from there and dealing with the needs of the colony as it goes. And if I'm able to get a shrine like that, thumbs up. Still think I might need to do a playthrough as a couple of the different races, but what I could do is just play like the campaign mode that exists in that. Oh yes, that was this character. I think this was... Yeah, this was the one where I was fighting a whole bunch of different stuff with, that particular Ripper. I was just going around Bar Harbor, just seeing what I could see, possibly trying to stumble across some of the, unique animals and monsters that you find just in Far Harbor DLC. And I think I was going to use this Ripper to see, like, how long it took to take down each one. See which one was, like, strongest of them all. I don't think I ever got around to doing that, but it was still a lot of fun, just like wandering around in the DLC territory. Just because usually when I'm there, I'm either doing stuff like in the city with real exact objectives, or I'm just like cutting across the whole place just to go to the location that's all the way on the other side, or I'm like warping around using the have all map waypoints menu command. Yeah, Fallout 4 is a fun game to just wander around in. Especially if you're playing on a low difficulty and you can just find enough resources to make you a millionaire. Adventure Games for America Day. Day of the Tentacle. Some Sam and Max Hit the Road. Looks like that's it. But they're two, like, really appropriate games for 4th of July, because in this one, you're literally driving all across the country, seeing stuff all across America. And then in Day of the Tentacle, you're, messing around with the American flag, you're messing around with the Founding Fathers, because you've gone back in time. So another oddly American game. Interesting. Why is this my new favorite seed? Have a description. Ah. An Ultros. Oh, that's right, because she had suplex and tech missile. Supple tech. I remember that now, yeah. That was a really good seed. Really fortunate around that. And then, yeah. Mario's shit show because I'm bad at video games. Nah, dude. Nah. This... I can defend Mario is missing. But I cannot defend Mario's time machine. Hence, Mario's shit machine and the poop emoji Mario. It was a form of punishment for something. Being bad at video games. What's the descriptions? Oh yeah, Floor 3 music is still the only reason to even know about this game. It's true, it's a really good track. It's unnecessarily good. Still going with FF6 Beyond Chaos into late summer. But again, the thing that I'm noticing is there's not really a whole lot of variety anymore. Now there's this Ness at Night. Played some Power Blade. Totally rad. Pokemon. That was probably it. I mean, it's nice to see Power Blade. You know, it's not that long ago, so I still do kind of remember it. It's definitely getting me back into stuff that I'm more cognizant of than the stuff at like the very beginning of the year. Ah, yes. After like an unnecessarily long, unintentional hiatus, I come back to Link to the Past randomizer as possibly my favorite of the sprites. I know I said I liked using the mouse cursor. That's like specifically for SMZ3, the combo rando. Clack. But like if I'm just doing Link to the Past rando by itself, for me personally, it's hard to beat using Rocco. I think the kids that were like a little bit older than me might have been more into Ren and Stimpy. But when I was able to see Ren and Stimpy and get into it, it was like the later episodes that weren't really as funny or really as good, in my personal opinion. And I always say it, but I feel like Ren and Stimpy had more extreme peaks and valleys in its quality than Rocco's Modern Life did. Like, Rocco might have had, like, hills, where, like, some episodes were better than others, but there weren't really too many episodes that were just like, oh my god, get this off of my television. What is this crap? There were a couple of Ren and Stimpy episodes that were like that, in my opinion. So, I always thought that Rocco had more consistency, but its good moments weren't as great as what Ren and Stimpy could do. But going on now. Here's the time that I showed that Tetsuo music video during the intermission of my races. I don't apologize for that, but maybe I should. So I actually did do something with Aria of Sorrow rando all the way out into August. I'd kind of forgotten about that. Oh, and then getting ready for the end, Pokemon Black 2. See, I really do like the single Triforce piece hunting. Yeah. Because as you open more and more chests in the game that aren't that Triforce piece, you just spiral further and further down. Like every single false positive or every single chest that you open that's not that Triforce piece, it's just like, dude, come on. But that's the thing. You could find it like right away. And just have a seed that takes 5 minutes to beat blind. Or you could get one that takes you all the way to Ganon's Tower. And you don't really know what you're gonna get, and I think that's what I like about it more than anything. Like, this could be either, like, really short and I'm gonna need to go get another seed, or this is gonna be what I'm doing for the night. Of course, the Moosh Sprite. Big fan. It's like I've got some Link to the Past rando out of Ponk there. And then after just like putting it off and putting it off and putting it off for so long, decide to just go ahead and get it done. That final grind done. Get the Elite Four run through. Super effective. Oh yeah, and then I was attempting to play Raw Danger during the intermissions of the Super Metroid races. It was a well-intended idea, but Raw Danger is definitely a game that I want to get into it when I'm playing it. You know, I don't want to have to take it like 30 minutes at a time. That's just...
Yo! Finally!
Oh my god!
Took ages, man.
Holy shit, you did it. Congratulations. Yep, the triple sloth. And Phoenix has a Mars bar over his face. Yeah, I just thought I'd play that clip because Ponk won slots on stream while we were playing Phoenix Wright. Looks like we were playing some more rando as well. And obviously we're not doing multi-world or anything like that. But we're playing the same seed. And then, of course, the beginnings of the Ponk and Click series. I wanna watch the Cone of Tragedy ride. There they go. Over your stuff. Bonk. Good stuff. And with that, Super Metroid Rando, more races. Punk and I got the Day of the Tentacle. Still doing Terraria Master Mode. The Sons of Guns had to release like a final version, Journey's End patch. Yes. Full Stardust armor. Stardust Dragon. Ah. I love it. Need to just do a playthrough from the very beginning, where I have Stardust Dragon. Show the world how powerful you can be. Of course. We get to a game that Ponk and I are still currently playing. And that would be Stardew Valley. There are very humble beginnings. We've still got a couple things to do here and there. Well, mostly that he has to do here and there. He's really been the one that's been like doing a lot of the storyline stuff. I've been doing some of it here and there. My personal intention for this was just to have like someone in the game with me in a call that could like help me get started in the game and to make it a little less intimidating, yes. I think at this point, even though it's still technically my first playthrough of the game, I've definitely come a long way in how much I know about Stardew. Day of the Tentacle, just like with Sam and Max, I think it only went 2 sessions, yeah? And we went with Secret of Monkey Island, the special edition. Ah, yeah, the walking animation. They definitely did, I don't necessarily want to say a better job, but it feels like a more thorough job with the Monkey Island 2 special edition than with Monkey Island 1. This game just seems a little rough around the edges in some spots. Still fun. Still really good. Oh, the festive rando. This one was good. If I've still got a copy of this, then I may want to play it again at some point, just because I did really enjoy it. The concept of having to only beat certain dungeons to unlock this new dungeon that's just warping you around all over the place and doesn't make sense. It's kind of cool. But then of course they hit you with the fucking the Undertale final boss. Like, the fact that they can do this in A Link to the Past randomizer is mind-blowing to me. But maybe it shouldn't be. Arbitrary code execution is a thing, has been a thing. Oh, and then getting back into DFO because of the spinning wheel of decision making. So I got to use my Dragoon. He's just going around beating the shit out of everything. That giant spear. Like, this is, like, mechanically speaking, just as far as, like, what your hands are doing on the controller, this is one of the more fun games that I've played. You're just going in there and hitting buttons. You're seeing big numbers and monster bits just going flying. A lot of fun, if you ask me. Kinda feels like cheating, but it isn't. Oh, you see, there we go. Smaller Mario on the right, Mario 64 head on the left. And then invincible color cycling Raccoon Mario on the adventure. And you did Revenge of the Cursor again. I think this was just finishing up from night before. Is this one of the wedding? Yes, this one's the wedding. Hooray, wedding. Wedding is wonderful. That was fun. Pokerone on Thanksgiving. Another somewhat easy to keep tradition. This is just playing one game on a particular day. Like the fireman on Christmas Eve. So just playing one game one time on one particular day. Very long. Anyways. Then, somewhat recently, actually sat down and gave Raw Danger like an actual focused playthrough. I actually managed to get through Joshua's chapter relatively quickly. Oh yeah, then here we go. Pollock and I started up Monkey Island 2. But yeah, it just looks so much nicer. We're actually getting into videos that are expiring soon. Stuff that I've done exceptionally recently. Like my playthrough of The Fireman. This is, out of all the games I play, for silly holiday reasons, is one that I definitely need to play more of. Just talk myself into a corner there. So I realized the other one is Kokorone, and I play that one definitely more frequently than I play this one. I definitely need to remember to shoot out the glass more often in this game, see if I can get more power-ups. Valuable lesson. This is what I was talking about. You didn't really see too many things like this where it was just kind of like a one-off in the middle of all the other stuff that I usually stream. This was, yeah, just a couple days ago. Playing Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2. Like, it's still a really cool game, and they definitely made some changes here and there that are some nice quality of life things. For me personally, the soundtrack does not compare at all to the soundtrack of the first game. First game had so many good songs. Like Stage 1, was it Moonlight Temptation? That song is ridiculously good, and it's one of the first pieces of music that you hear in the game. So it sets the tone. So unfortunately, I didn't feel like Curse of the Moon 2 really had that strong of a soundtrack. It was still good, though. I think I'll definitely need to play the game through a couple more times. You know, on like get all the different chapters and everything. This is definitely a game I'm gonna play a lot more of. Probably be doing it on stream. That is somewhat of a segue into the fact that not everything I did this year was just on stream. There were some things that I specifically did just as YouTube uploads. I'll be tracking those down here in just a second. Just wanted to see that, yep, we are pretty much Up to the end of that list on Twitch. We have to go to massive white screen. Can't do YouTube Studio in dark mode. So there were definitely some things here and there. Ah, yes. In February, I played through an old Minecraft adventure map called Professor Griswold and the Redstone Keys. And I didn't feel
Thanks
like...
for downloading Professor Griswold and the Redstone Keys.
Yeah, I didn't feel like using my mic or even streaming. So I just did a local recording of this and then threw it up on YouTube. But I decided to use some text-to-speech website to read all the text documents that came with this particular Minecraft map.
I highly recommend playing through Professor Griswold and the Curse of the Pyramid before playing this map. Get it here. http://chronobushermapsblogspot.com/download maps html. Install instructions. 1.
And the reason I used this particular text2speech.org, that's the number 2, text2speech.org, they had a voice option that was like Scottish male or something like that. And decided to use that to read all the text documents.
Unzip the contents of the Gris2 zip to a folder on your desktop. 2. Copy the Gris2 map folder and paste it into your c/users/app.roaming/Minecraft saves directory. 3.
And it read out all the slashes and backslashes, and I thought that was amazing. So, and I think a couple of the tags that I put on that video were Yogscast already did it, and they already did it better. But it's just me acknowledging that I'm playing a very old adventure map. Oh, I need to... previous page. It's mostly all still the same stuff. Still, we're beginnings of the year here. There we go. That's one of the things I was looking for. Turn that volume off. Because I'd never played Nightmare in Dreamland, and this was just, it was another day where I didn't feel, another night possibly, I didn't feel like putting on the headset and talking and doing anything else, because I think I was either watching other streams, like on my phone, or like listening to podcasts or something. I was just like, fuck it, do a local recording. Play it all the way through. Because I have beaten the NES game, Kirby's Adventure, that this is based off of. previous to this, or prior to this, I guess, I had not played all the way through the GBA game here. Actually wondering if that's it. As far as the games that I recorded me playing offline. Because yeah, there were definitely a bunch of games that I've played off stream this year. Oh yeah, the somewhat spooky NES games that I may or may not be bad at. It was like right around Halloween time. Good stuff. Actually, wait a minute. Where the hell? Oh, well, now I lost it. Oh, whatever. I thought I made a local recording of when I played through Game Boy Killer Instinct. Wonder if I maybe just did that in the intermission of one of the Super Metroid races. Ow. But yeah, if I take a look at my games beaten in 2020, like the first 3 are games that I didn't even stream. In Kirby's Nightmare and Dreamland, I made at least the recording of. But then I played through Skyrim. And finally beat Pokemon Black 2. So, maybe I didn't make a recording of Killer Instinct on Game Boy. Either way, not that big of a deal. I did not record Chex Quest HD, and I didn't record World Heroes 2. On the SNES version of World Heroes 2. So a lot of the games that I beat this year, I don't actually have video footage of. A lot of it was just like... when you're just like wandering around in a video game, you start getting like nervous and antsy because you want to start like doing stuff in the game, or you want to know what you're doing at least. That's why it took me so long to finally get around to doing an on-stream playthrough of like Fallout 4. Because I wanted to at least be familiar with what was where, instead of just wandering around completely blind and being like, what am I doing, where am I going, and not having anything sink in. Because I'm trying to do it all blind. But if I take my time and get used to the game through playthroughs with different characters, then, you know, a level of familiarity and comfort is built up. And the other games that were beaten this year, yeah, we saw them all. Lego Marvel Superheroes was finished up in January. Secret of Mana was taken down really quickly. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Stardew Valley. Even though that playthrough is still continuing. When Pong told me that when we completed the community center, that's basically considered any percent. Fair enough. It's a game where you can get credits at the very beginning, and it's something that I was wondering about Skyrim. It's like, when do I say that I've beaten this game? Because really, like, one of the big things that I have left to do in Skyrim is to do the Companions storyline. You know, the Companions Guild storylines, and I'm not really sure I like those guys that much, so... Might be time in the coming year. That Skyrim playthrough that I've been talking about every once in a while. The other thing I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna knock down the number of games that I want to beat in a given year. But I want to hold myself to the second part of this particular thought, which is I want to take the number of games that I want to beat every single year. This has been a New Year's resolution, a cheap and dirty New Year's resolution for the past, like, 5 years. Saying I want to beat 10 different video games that I've never beaten before over the course of the year. And I've been keeping track in a notebook that I've got. Well, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna knock it down from 10 down to 5. But if I beat 5 video games, then it goes back to being beat 10 games in a year. It's one of the things I've always kind of thought for my idea of beating 10 games in a year is if I beat 10, then try to go for 20. Well, that's a lot. Don't get me wrong, I have a lot of Steam games, and I have a lot of PS2 games, and I could probably easily find 20 video games that I could beat within the first half of the year. Casually, without having to worry about it. But it was just another little bit of stress that got added on to my experience this year, and for something that was kind of self-imposed and didn't need to be there, I thought, you know, doesn't need to be there. So, and it is just a personal thing, and I'm sure there's not many people out there that really give that much of a shit, but I'm going to be more focused on just trying to beat a smaller number of different games every year. But if I get to a certain point, I'd like to, you know, keep going, especially if I have some kind of momentum and I'm playing games in a series or something. Anyways, I think that's about it for me. You know, I was possibly thinking about doing something else here tonight, but such is the case whenever I'm going through a year's worth of content just to look back at it. Always ends up taking a bit longer than I think it will. Went from 1 hour of hot dogging and grandstanding to about 2. There we go. Well, anyways, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Hope everybody out there has a much better new year. And I'll see you then.
Bye.